So you've just been given the keys to a Mercedes-Benz from maybe a rental company or been given a loan car, but how does it work? Well, this very quick guide today will show you how to get going in less than 4 minutes. So starting off with the Mercedes-Benz key, the previous style looks just like this one here with unlock, lock and a boot release, but the newer style looks like this. They both all have the same buttons on them, but the only exception to that is the V-Class or the EQV, and sometimes in the Marco Polo. Because these have a sliding door, this button is the one for the sliding door, and then this one hidden at the very top is to open the very rear of the boot. So let's get your seat set up first and foremost. So if you have electric seats, you'll actually see this kind of little seat symbol just up here on the door. You basically move this forwards or backwards depending on where you want to move, and that will move your seat. However, don't worry, if you don't have that like this particular car here, there is a lever just underneath here to move yourself backwards and forwards, and then the rest of the controls are just on the right hand side in between your seat and the door. Of course, once you have done your seat, don't forget to do your side mirrors. Side mirrors are just above the window switch, and then of course don't forget your centre mirror as well. So switching on the car is nice and easy. There'll be a start-stop button either on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, depending on the model. Once you've located that button, just put your foot on the brake pedal and then press that button just once, and then it will start up in park, which brings us very neatly onto the gears. Now the gear stick in most Mercedes-Benz is actually over here on the right-hand side on a stalk. If you've noticed really closely, it says RN, P and D on there. Basically, if you see the screen as well, RN, P and D is also displayed there. This basically moves up for reverse, down for drive, and then there's a button on the end for park. And this whole thing, on most Mercedes-Benz from about 2015 or newer, the handbrake works in conjunction with this as well. Don't worry if it's a car before 2015, the handbrake will be down here on the right hand side somewhere. You'll see a little P with like a little lever. But basically, up for reverse, down for drive, and then the button on the end for park. And you'll see it displayed on the screen as you use it. On the left hand side you have your wipers, and you basically just spin those round depending on the speed you want to go. 0 at the very bottom is of course completely off. There's a dashed line just above that which is a low sensitivity on the rain sensor, then a high sensitivity on the rain sensor, and then the last two are manually on normal and then manually on really fast. And then the buttons just in the middle of the stalk here are the rear wiper, although this is automatic if it is raining and your front wipers are on and you put it in reverse, but you can manually turn it on there just in case you need it. The last thing on this stalk is of course your full beams. You can pull towards you to of course flash, but then push away from you, it will do full beam up manually, although some Mercedes-Benz do have an automatic function on there as well. And then finally, this screen here is the multimedia system. Now, in some cars, it'll either be called MBUX or Command for the vast majority of Mercedes. This one here is one of the latest Mercedes and is controlled using a touchpad in the middle. So you just swipe this left and right like this, or you can use it as an actual touchscreen like so. And quite simply, either on Command or MBUX, you'll see phone, navigation, radio and media functions all displayed on pretty much the first four. There's a few more advanced things on the right hand side just in case you wanted to go through some settings and things, but the real basics are literally just shown there, and of course you can get your phone connected up all via Bluetooth. So guys, of course this is a very quick video on just a few things to get you going in case you've got a Mercedes-Benz for the short term. However, if you've got one for the long term, then you might want kind of a few more ins and outs and a few more details. In which case, I'd recommend checking out this video right here, because this one is equivalent to what Mercedes-Benz staff do on a handover if you've bought one or collect in person. So check that video out there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Huge shout out to these guys, Sandown Mercedes-Benz, as they help provide access to all these awesome cars you see in the videos. Until next week, see you then.